According to Algerian authorities, Russia is prepared to deliver Su-35 fighter jets to the Algerian Air Force. With this purchase, Algeria will join China and Russia as the third operator of these cutting-edge fighter jets. Even if Chinese systems are becoming more and more popular on the international market, Algeria has historically been the second largest customer of Russian military gear, after only India. The Su-35 fighter jets are thought to be from a manufacturing batch that was first ordered by the Egyptian Air Force in 2018, but was later cancelled because of economic concerns from Western nations. Iran was to receive the fighter jets as part of an agreement in return for Iranian drones and ballistic missiles. Nevertheless, according to some accounts, the agreement fell through because Iran continued to prioritize investments in assets of asymmetric value, like ground-based air defense systems. Since Algeria prioritized importing the more sophisticated and contemporary fifth-generation Su-57 felon fighter jets, which are used to modernize and become the next addition to a more robust Algerian air fleet, it was initially not anticipated that the country would purchase these Su-35 fighter jets. Algeria's present fleet backbone, the strikingly comparable Su-30MK, is thought to be one of the main obstacles preventing it from acquiring the Su-35. Both are improved generation for plus versions of the Soviet Su-27 flanker, a fourth-generation fighter jet that, when it originally went into service in 1984, was thought to be the best air-to-air fighter jet. With technologies from air superiority fighters like the Su-27N and Su-37, including thrust vectoring engines for remarkable mobility and the N011M phased array radar, Algeria's core fleet now consists of more than 70 Su-30MKs. These fighters were some of the strongest in the world when they were originally ordered in 2006, giving Algeria significant advantage over other Arab and other African nations. With its sophisticated engines and radars, including an AESA radar at the base of the secondary wing, the Su-35 fighter jet now far outperforms the Su-30MK in terms of capability. Adding more than one Su-35 to Algeria's fleet of Su-30MKs would make maintenance more difficult for the country without adding any novel new capabilities. The Su-35 and Su-30 fighter jets are both multipurpose fighters that can perform ground, attack and air superiority missions. There are no proprietary weapons systems introduced by the Su-35 because they are compatible with comparable air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons. Therefore, the arrival of the Su-35 does not significantly alter operational doctrine for fleets that use the Su-30. Rather than transforming capabilities, the Su-35 improves upon them. Either because Russia wants to expedite the acquisition process for itself first, or because the next generation of fighter jets is taking longer to produce. Additionally, the Su-35 will be delivered to Algeria first, as the Su-57 felon fighter jets are anticipated to arrive. The Algerian Air Force's upgrade of the Su-30 fleet with AL-1F1S engines is another possible step. In addition to reducing operating expenses, this modification will increase performance and flight range, bringing it into line with the Su-35 engine. This gives Russia enough leeway to offer the fighter jet at a price significantly lower than the Egyptian and Chinese set price of more than $83 million, which includes spare parts, training, and armaments. Even though it is still 50% more expensive than the Su-30s and less than half that of the Su-57. The Su-35's lengthy service life, low operating costs, and discounted price make it an alluring offer for the Algerian Air Force. The advantages of the offer cannot be overlooked, even with the possible drawbacks of having an expected combined fleet of Su-30, Su-35, and Su-57. The Su-35's compatibility with Algeria's present fighter jet lineup is debatable, though, given that it is still relatively new, it seems doubtful that it will replace some of the earlier Su-30MKs, according to several local sources. The nation's oldest Su-30MKs are nonetheless considerably more recent than those of China and India, two nations that are nearing the end of their fighter aircraft production. China continues to make extensive use of its fleet. The recently retired Algerian-made 25 Interceptor may also be replaced by this fighter plane, albeit the Su-57 is anticipated to take its place. As an alternative, they can take the place of some of the fleet's outdated Su-24 fighter jets. Before the introduction of the fifth-generation fighter jets, specifically the more advanced and contemporary Su-57 Felon, the Algerian fighter fleet will be the strongest on the African continent due to the presence of Su-35 fighter jets in Algeria.